The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Tom and Steve Fun Variety Hour, and we're rounding things out here with another guest that we've strong-armed to come out.
Tom and Steve Fun Variety. You just make these things up.
I do.
You just pull out, the mic goes on, and you just make this stuff up.
Oh, I think about it for a split second, yeah. And then, but you get used to doing it.
Just say what comes to your mind like I do, and it gets you in trouble, by the way.
Oh, good golly, yes. Well, you've come a long way. You've come a long way.
Tell me more, Tom.
Well, before I used to really be in fear of you opening your mouth. Now I'm only in a little fear.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm less fearful.
I've come a long way, baby.
And it's a good thing now. Now you're a big, kind-hearted
acquired taste. Go ahead.
Yes, okay. Charlie Roman is here, and he's the owner of Daniella's Steakhouse. And if anybody is, got a pulse and they've been near Daniella's, they know that it's one of the best around. And Daniella's Fresh Seafood and Pasta House, which is over on the grounds of the New York State Fairgrounds and all that. Charlie, how are you, man?
I'm excellent. Thank you for asking, gentlemen, and thank you for the opportunity to be here with you guys. It's always a pleasure, and it's a nice break from my normal day.
Yeah. So I remember Charlie. Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you used to dance on the bar and pour shots and things?
I think that's a Syracuse folklore that's no one's ever proven it true.
Yeah. And the thing is, there were no cell phones back then.
That's right, no pictures.
No pictures. But it was something like that.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Romans was wonderful and a heritage bar. How long did you own Romans for?
My parents started in 1960. I came on board basically in high school, so it was probably early 70s, 72-ish that I kind of got behind the bar. But quite honestly, I started attending bar when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Not legally, but I was doing it.
Well, and that was one of when bars were popular.
They're still popular, Tom.
Nah, it's not the same. No. Back then it was like, oh my gosh, we'd go out and we'd do like one of the big dance clubs, but you'd always end up at Romans because that's where the fun was, so that's pretty nice. Well, anyway, so now you are definitely more seasoned.
We've evolved.
You've evolved. Tell us, when did you open up Daniella's Steakhouse?
Well, we actually did the Daniella's concept. We rebranded when Bob Condrell was kind enough to redevelop Franklin Square. Quick story.
Oh, yeah.
So we added on to our little, working man's blue-collar tavern and became a restaurant.
Gotcha.
So we put on the dining room, the restaurant. We were Romans at the time, but again, there was an identity issue concerning a bar and a restaurant.
Yep.
So it became difficult. So we rebranded ourselves as Daniella's from Romans in Franklin Square. And then when we did sell our real estate downtown, we went into the hotel where we are right now as Daniella's Steakhouse.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Why a steakhouse? What made you think steakhouse?
You know what? There was a lot of other restaurants out there. We just felt that was the right brand for us. It worked. We're a small concept. It's been successful for us.
Yeah. So, meat has become a very focal point in my life because, I'm doing this diet, which is very high protein and a lot of red meat and a lot of steaks and things like that. What kind of steak can you get at your place? Like what different cuts?
We've got everything from a filet mignon, which is probably the most popular steak in the marketplace. Obviously, it's the most tender, least flavorful because it doesn't have the marbling unless you're doing a high-end prime steak, which obviously has more marbling in it.
Yep.
We start with the filet. We go down to a New York strip, which is a little bit heartier steak, a little bit more flavor profile. Again, another popular steak. One of the other steaks that we serve is, which is much more flavorful, a little less expensive, a little tougher, or again, a little heartier, is a sirloin steak. So now we're down to 3. We also serve a ribeye, which is also, again, a much fattier steak, probably one of the most flavorful steaks.
Right.
We do a prime rib, which is also, we do that. And then we also do a bone-in, what we call a cowboy steak, which is a 50-ounce. That's over 3 pounds of meat that we serve.
That's what I'm getting, Steve.
Probably one of the biggest steaks in Syracuse, not to...
And the Chuck steak didn't make the list.
No, it didn't. It should have been a Charlie steak anyways.
How about the eye of the round? Do you do any eye of the round?
No, we truly don't. On occasion, we do some other things with some specials and so forth that we'll bring in. They call the big bone-in steaks.
Tomahawk.
The tomahawk.
Yeah.
We'll bring those in. We'll do some porterhouses. But again, those are specials. They're not on the menu, but on occasion, we do offer them.
And aside from that, what other what can you complement the steak with?
Well, we've got some great sides. We do obviously vegetable of the day, which is a nice sautéed vegetable that we serve. It also comes with a starch, a choice of a baked potato. We serve a 1 pound baked potato.
Wow,
Tom can't have that.
I know, that's off his list. I'm going to put that little circle with an X through it.
No potatoes for Tom.
No potatoes for Tom.
Okay.
We got a huge jumbo sweet potato that we serve.
Oh, I love that.
We do hand cut French fries, which we serve. We do starch. Rice as a starch option also.
Yep, sure.
And we've got pasta as a side also. So you've got 5 different choices for a side starch that you can choose from. And we've got a great, what we call it, a stuffed baked potato with sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon. It's got all the good stuff.
So where did seafood come from? So, up the road a little bit, how did that originate? Where'd that come from?
Again, we had a steakhouse across the street. We didn't want to open up a second restaurant and just get our market to move across the street from the steakhouse. So we said we got to create a concept that's a little bit different than the steakhouse. So the seafood and pasta came up. There's really not a lot of seafood restaurants in town anymore.
Good ones, for sure.
Other than obviously the nationals.
Yeah.
But the ones that used to be here years ago have gone away. So we kind of figured that'd be a nice box to check, and it's worked for us successfully. Unfortunately, when we did go over there, it was COVID.
Good timing.
Great timing. If you want to jump off a bridge, this is where you go.
Yeah. So at the fairgrounds.
That's open all.
That's open year round. Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays for what we call a la carte open dining. Reservations obviously are suggested, but not necessary. It's a much bigger facility than the steakhouse.
Yeah.
But we also do caterings. We do banquets. We do corporate functions. We do events, weddings, showers.
How about crab legs? You got crab legs?
All you can eat crab legs every Thursday still.
No kidding.
It's a great event for us. It's a Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday night.
Tom, can you eat crab legs?
I can't do shellfish. I break out to the shellfish. But I can do scallops and every other type of fish.
All the other stuff, absolutely. So we got a full menu plus the all-you-can-eat crab legs.
Do you have calamari?
Yes, we do.
Very nice.
Fresh calamari we bring in.
Oh.
Why is that when Charlie talks about food, he makes me hungry?
Yeah,
most people could have read that list and be like, okay, what'd you do to me here?
So it's Valentine's Day. Any special or anything like that?
It's great that it's falling in the middle of the week for a restaurant. So I'm sure every restaurant in town is going, yay, we get an extra day this week, because you don't lose a weekend night. You get a holiday that falls on a
Plus
weekend.
of the weekend,
you lose a day, whether it's the holiday or the weekend. You don't get both.
You're not open earlier in the week, or you are for?
No, Valentine's Day we are open at the Seafood House at Fairgrounds. Yes, so we're open on Wednesday for Valentine's Day. We are taking reservations. We are quite
still have
full.
some room.
We have some room. We always make room for our friends and family.
Oh, good that I'm calling.
So
the capacity at the seafood would be greater than the one at the steakhouse.
Correct.
Yes?
We have about a 250 seat capacity at the Seafood House.
Right. But we could still get good steak there too.
Absolutely. We got steak and pasta on the menu also. We've got 3 or 4 steaks on the menu at the Seafood House, and of course a bevy of fresh pastas and other seafood also.
I think people some people don't know that, Jem, the seafood is over there. It's right?
You hit the nail on the head, Steve. Quite honestly, we're the forgotten corner of the fair, and you don't drive by our restaurant, so people don't see us. They don't think about us. Yes, we're on the marquee outside in front of the fair, but again, it's the visual stimulation that we lack for the fairground facility. Yeah. Even though the steakhouse is inside a hotel, you still drive by the hotel, you see the building.
If only you could be on a show and do marketing with an agency.
If I could find a popular agency in town that could market it really, really well.
I'll tell you what, Tom. You give me the keys to your bank account, we'll market you properly.
I'll give you the keys to the bank account.
All right. Well, that's wonderful. I am going to make my reservations, folks. Maybe if you want to see Kelly and I over there, we're going to go over there without Steve. So I don't know.
Steve, don't forget the homemade desserts that we offer at both restaurants also.
No, I can't do the sugar, man.
No.
But hey, I'll order an extra steak.
There you go.
I'll do that. Charlie, it's wonderful always to get together with you, and thank you you for providing us with two great restaurants in town. Thank you.
Wonderful. We appreciate it very much for the opportunity. Thank you again, guys. Always great to talk to you.
All right, we're going to wrap things up. Steve's got to get ready for his big game party.
Yeah, I'm going to probably eat too much, Tom.
Yeah, that's right. Will you add anything to it? Will you clean up? Will you do anything to lend a hand?
I will lend a hand.
Okay, that's nice. On behalf of Tom and Steve and Zoey Advertising, God bless you and your families. Make some time to relax and exercise today and every day. Do it with a friend or family member. It'll keep your mind and body healthy. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1 and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising.